Alright, we are taking a look at Faza today, and I'm going to do a quick setup and then kind of how the play works, and then we'll move on later. So this is the board setup here with the three motherships, three different colored dies differentiate them with their names over here: carrier, destroyer, former. They go on the 15, 16, no, 14, 15, and 16 tile. 16 is the highest. And they each get three drones on their tile, and then two adjacent, three max. So in this case, there's two. So there's three and three, two here, two there, two there, two there. And then I've got it set up for a 4-player game, so you can see red, green, blue, and yellow are on their colored outpost. It says on the bottom here. And then they get their rebel equals. And when you're starting the game, you have your option to pick your faction, basically your color. They call it focus in this game. So there's blue, red, green, and yellow, obviously. And there's an engineer and scientist for blue, scout and soldier for red, doctor and farmer for green, rebel and politician for yellow. And they each have their variable player powers. And then you'll have, for each focus, there are four cards, action cards. And they have different options and powers you can use, like running, using a ray gun that helps you in combat. Tesla coil lets you do some extra stuff. And then, let me go in proper order here. And then if you get injured, you flip it over and it changes to a darker color, and then your action changes. And then, so they're all a little different, but when you have 4 of them, then you die. So you want to survive. That is the goal of the game. But your overall goal to win is going to be to take down all 3 of these motherships. The 4 on the top of each of them here is their health. Every time you hit them, it will go down by 1, and when you hit them, you will draw these event cards that have a lot of different things in them. They even have some rewards. Like this one says reward. You get to keep it, and if you're in the lowest numbered Faza form tile, you may discard this card to place 2 rebels on the tile with you. So sometimes it's good things, sometimes they're really devastatingly things, but I think that that's kind of a good thing. You don't really know what to expect. I feel like that's pretty realistic, thematic with attacking the alien ship. You don't know what you're going to get. So I think that makes sense. These are your attack dice. You roll them when you're using your rebels or yourself to attack. Your rebels will take damage for you if you have them and you're rolling. Say in Yellow's case over here, it's got 2 rebels. It would roll 2 dice. You roll 2 rebels and 2 drones. You'd roll based on the amount of drones there are. So if there's 3 drones, you roll 3 dice, and so on. So you never use more than 3 at a time. This game, one of the things I like is that it's simultaneous action in a cooperative setting. So everybody can kind of pick and choose when they go. My personal favorite focus is the yellow. I think the rebel and the senator are both really good. The rebel can spend 2 points to transform a drone on your tile into a rebel. And the senator can convince a rebel to kill a drone on your tile, removing the drone, and you gain a point. That's like a free point, and you don't have to roll. It takes that luck factor out, which I like. The dice rolling 4, 5, and 6 will kill the drone. 1 to 3, you'll take an injury, or certain actions will prevent the injury, or if you have a rebel with you, they'll take the fall, and they'll be out of the game. But these cards kind of allow you to acquire more rebels pretty easily. Acquiring them with the other characters, I think, is a bit of a challenge. But overall, that's how it works. And it's got these nice reminder cards here. It tells you how to play, and has normal, easy on that one, and I guess the last one's hard. Yeah. So it's just a little reminder to go through it all. But that is pretty much everything as far as the overview goes. when you're starting up the game, the tiles here will be all shuffled, so they'll be random order, so the game's different every time. You got a nice big pile of meeples over here. There's even more that I didn't get to pick up. So a lot here. Setup time takes a little bit, but once you know what you're doing, it's rather quick. Hi, I'm Jake with Glorified Gutsy Gaming, and today we are doing a review of Faza. Like this a lot. We don't play a lot of cooperative games here, but we do enjoy this one. Really like the art. I think anybody you show this box to is going to be interested. And it's not huge, so it doesn't put a lot of people off. I think the text looks great, and I think the variable player powers are really good, very different. And the theme, you gotta love the sci-fi theme. It's very interesting. The cardboard pieces that stand up, I think they look nice, and the meeples I think look great too. So overall, I give this one about a 7.5. It's a little higher than some. I like this one better than Forbidden Island, which is the other one that we play more often. So I like this one better than that, so it's a slightly better rating. There are a couple things that I think could be improved. I've heard some reviews that the creator Benjamin talked about, and I could see what he's talking about, or what I guess the people that reviewed it were talking about how the event cards can be very swingy and can kind of be so random that you can't plan for it. But I mean I agree, but I also disagree, because obviously you can't plan for it, but almost all of the bad cards, that put you in danger, kill all your extra rebels. So if you just don't attack it with any extra rebels on the tile, that mitigates pretty much all of those problems. And of course, you'll still have to deal with the other problems, but I think if you didn't, it would be less interesting and less thematic as well. So I think that's a win. The bonus, or the reward cards, I thought were strange at first, and the more I thought about it, I mean, if you're doing damage to something in pretty much any other game, usually you get some kind of benefit. So maybe in this game you don't get it all the time, and maybe you'll go through a whole game without getting any. But when you hurt somebody, usually you get a power-up or something. So I feel like that works for me. We enjoyed it. We've won a couple times and lost a couple times. Had a couple little minor mess-ups and mistakes with the rules, but nothing too major. Reminder cards are really helpful, but I didn't realize they were all different the first time I played, so I kept swapping back and forth between easy and normal. Because little silly mistakes like that are troubling. And I don't know if anybody else's copy of the game had this issue or not, but my black die used on the one ship I can't remember the name of right now, came chipped, which again isn't a big issue because it's just the health, but not a big deal because you don't roll it. It's really just there to symbolize the health, which I thought was pretty interesting, and being able to change that up and down, and the amount of customization you can do with the difficulty and their health, I thought was interesting and kind of a nice touch, because you can change it how you like it. If you think that they should be weaker or stronger, you can do that. And then as well as the difficulty, which changes what the ships do and how much. I think that adds a great level of difficulty to the game. And then the tiles being able to be changed around is really helpful. Sometimes you get a board layout and it's like, oh man, we are screwed. And other times we've started and we all were like in a straight line, which made it kind of useful, but also meant we had to go very far. So you're gonna have a different game pretty much every time. That's it, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.